Because I've trained so many people over the last 20 years, almost every day I hear from someone who was on a course of mine, and I love it when they tell me about how much difference it's made. How they put something simple into practice and it really changed their lives. So I want to tell you about a couple of those in a minute so that you can see that you really can make a difference to your life and with minimal time and effort. But first, I just want to check that you watched the first 4 videos in this series, because there was some important stuff in there, some real examples of the techniques I cover in my life skills collection that you can apply right away. And also, in the most recent one, we walked through the whole set, all 10 steps of the process to get to be living your maximum life. These things are really important to know about, whether or not you end up getting my collection once it launches. So if you missed those, I recommend going back now and watching them. I'll put a link at the bottom of this so that you can easily find them. But now I want to tell you about 2 people who've benefited from my training courses. And the first was Liz. She was actually our health visitor. She used to come and see me and my wife when our daughter Louise was little, which was great. And then one day she was on a course that I was running locally for the NHS. It was a time management course, which is one of the 18 courses included in my collection. Anyway, I met her a year later and she was saying, "Oh my God, Chris, that time management course really changed my life." And I was like, "Well, why was that? What are you doing differently now?" And she said, "Well, I only changed one thing as a result of your whole course," which was slightly disappointing, but that one thing has changed everything. And it was your idea of not filling my diary completely full. That's what she told me. So here's a bit more information about what she did. So she told me that she used to book appointments until her diary was full. So every day was full by the time she got there. So her diary would look like this. So she would have Monday fully booked, Tuesday fully booked, and then Wednesday would be booking. So on Monday, if somebody wanted an appointment, she would book it into Wednesday. So by the time she got to Wednesday, of course, Wednesday would be full and she'd be booking for Thursday or Friday. So every day was full by the time she got there. And then if one appointment ran late or an emergency came in, let's suppose it's Wednesday and an emergency comes in, or an appointment takes longer than she's expecting, it pushes everything else late. So by the afternoon, she was nearly always an hour behind, and every customer that she would visit would be unhappy because she was running an hour late. And by the end of her day, she was usually about 2 hours behind. So it pushed all the way down into her evening. And she was working an extra 2 hours every day, which left her feeling worn out and stressed about having let all those people down, both the service users who she was late for, but also her family who hardly ever saw her. But now, she said, I keep some gaps. I start saying no before my diary is full, and I push the bookings into the next day, just like you told me to. So what she's doing is she's keeping gaps here, and then she's just pushing people into the next day, which is fine. They don't mind when she goes to see them. So she said, every day I have some gaps, so whatever happens, I can stick to my plan. And then I'm on time for every meeting. My service users are happy and I finish on time so that my evenings are free to spend with my family. I've got my life back thanks to you, Chris. Did she give me a bottle of wine? No. Am I bitter? A bit. But no, I'm delighted to have made such a difference. And imagine if she had done everything in my course. But Liz's story really goes to show that if you just do a small amount of what I'm going to tell you, this collection of life skills techniques can really change your life. Now, another great example is Meg, who was buying a house for £300,000. And it was her dream house. She really wanted it. And she could afford it too, or at least she could get the mortgage for the full 300. But she remembered me telling her on my negotiating course, which is another of the 18 courses in this collection, that you should always try negotiating, even if you don't want to lose the deal. Because you can always crumble if you have to. If they say, no, we won't budge, you can always go, oh, all right then, and pay the full amount. So it's always worth a try. I'd also told her to ask for quite a bit off, not just a small amount, because you never know. So anyway, he wanted 300,000 and she offered him 270. I think that's a reasonable opening offer. And she was hoping he would come down to maybe 295 or even perhaps 290. So she offered him 270, and the guy said, "Oh no, I can't come down as low as 270. I'd want at least 272." So Meg goes, "Oh, all right then." So she made £28,000 in 1 minute. And she still got her dream house as well. How about that? So my question to you is, how long would it take you to save £28,000 into your bank account at the moment? Could you do it in a year? Could you save £10,000 per year and do it in about 3 years? Or could you put away, say, £3,000 a year for the next 10 years maybe? All of those are pretty tough, and she did it in 1 minute. So my negotiating course is essential viewing just on its own. But really, you should think bigger than that and get the whole collection. Learn about time management and negotiating and personal goals and all the other stuff. There are just loads of videos in this collection, and all of them are valuable in their different ways. They're all essential. Imagine saving 30k on your house and saving a couple of hours every day, as well as having a clear plan for your ideal work and knowing how to be happier, both at work and outside of work. Imagine being able to watch over my shoulder as I show you how to plan your ideal career and your life purpose. And then I'll walk you through the plan and the exact skills of how to get there. Why would you try to figure it all out yourself? Basically guessing at your one chance for a maximum life. Because I'm pretty sure we only get one life, and some of it is already gone. Why would you take the chance of guessing when I've got it all already organised for you here? Now, as much as I'd like to help everyone, I can only accept a small number of new students right now, while still maintaining the level of support that I want to offer. So please understand, this is a genuinely rare opportunity, and spots will be granted on a first-come, first-served basis. This is literally the biggest and best training collection that I've ever created, and I wouldn't be surprised if it sells out in a few hours like my Udemy offers have been doing recently. So grab it as soon as registration opens. In the next video, I'll give you some specific instructions that you can follow to make sure that you get a spot in the programme. But in the meantime, add yourself to the early bird waiting list so that you can get early access to the course if you decide you want to get it. And I'll also share some information about my life skills collection and how it's different from other things that you might have seen before. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.